Hello and welcome to episode 6, season 6 of Rebuilding Sheffield Wednesday. As always, thanks for joining me. You know I love it. I love you being here with me, sharing my little football manager stories. So why not hit the thumbs up? Subscribe if you're new. Maybe go and catch up on some of the content I've made that you haven't watched yet. You know you want to. Stick around for the new stuff. And if you really want to help my channel out, keep the wife off my back, because she gets in the ear about how much time I spend on it. She don't really. You can always become a Patreon. Little as £1 a month. You find a link to that and some other things down below. So, we finally made it. Finally, the Owls have come back to the Premier League. I can't do a rock impression. I can't even do the eyebrow. But anyway, we're here. We're home. After many, many years. Many years for the club and what feels like many years for me. Lots of hard work. That great little team bond we made. Punched and punched and punched. And we finally made it. Fantastic. But I will say, it was a good thing that I was still on holiday playing the end of this season. Good few days at the end of my holiday, getting this season played and out of the way, because I needed that time, because the summer was insane, so much so. I normally allocate a bit of time and do it and get it done. It felt like it went on for so long. I had to have a break at one point because it was just getting frustrating. Dragging on. Close the laptop up, have a break, come back to it, because I feel like I taught to like 2,000 agents, a million deals collapsing, a million deals I couldn't get together financially. But you know, I've got a big short list. I'm armed with Richard Beck's advice about looking for players from abroad who I can get a work permit for. And I've put a team together, a young team really. Is it going to be good enough though? Well, we'll see. Well, here we are. Transfers have been made. Season is about to kick off at this point. And through the years, I've said, forget the bookies. They can suck a fat one. Because wherever they predict us, we always punch above that. But then this year, and I'm like, are you taking the piss? I mean, we went up as champions, but they got us 2,001 at the bottom. Sheffield United, half the odds. Yeah, is that real reflection on my team? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe. Maybe it is. But we start the season with 24 million in the bank, and I've spent 46 million flat out initially with lots and lots of add-ons. But you know, we're in the Premier League. The wage bill's nearly more than doubled. It was about 400 and odd grand. It's now, 770? But it's still very cheap. You think of the top end of the Premier League, they're going to be spending 3 to 4 million a week on wages. So, you know, I was hoping that throughout the season we'd cover the losses made by any, transfers. Some of them I'm going to be paying in monthly instalments. Some of it's from appearances, goals, internationals, all that stuff. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. But there's a good chance my first ever YouTube relegation, live relegation, might happen this season. Massive chance of it, really. But I'm under no pressure from the board. I reckon if that does happen, I don't think I'll get the sack. I just want me to fight bravely, just do my best. So as long as we don't do a derby, end up with like 3 points, I'm hoping if we do go down, I won't get the sack. But the minimum aim for this series was just to get Sheffield Wednesday back to the Premier League. But we've got to have a go at the Premier League and see what's what. See how you guys are still receiving the series. Maybe we'll go further. We'll see. We'll go with the flow. As for the cups, we did great last year. Carabao Cup quarter-final, getting knocked out by Man United. FA Cup semi-final, which was insane, getting knocked out by Manchester United. But forget them. It's Premier League survival. We need to keep that money coming in and we need to grow. And I need to turn this new squad I've got into a team like I did with my past squad, because there's a lot of changes. There's also changes to the staff, because obviously we've gone up a level. I wasn't able to bring in any more coaches. I'm not going to sack anyone because of money. I don't want to do that right now because they're all good, really. But you can't really expect to be us and have the best staff in the Premier League. But it's still very good, isn't it? We're still at the top of many categories. Now you're probably wondering what I'm going to do tactically. Nothing. I've got a philosophy, we've got a style. It was a struggle at first, but we fought on through it. We weeded out the week and we came out on top with it. Now I know this is the Premier League and we're going to leave ourselves open, but I really want to stick with it. I think I remember Brendan Rodgers when he was Swansea manager and had that real nice, attractive way of playing, and he didn't change it for the Premier League and it worked for him. Well, it worked for me. Now we've had quite a few players leave on frees. I've got money. I've sold some of them foreigners I bought last year because I got them on a free. And I've made a profit on them because I think I've got better youngsters, hopefully. We'll see. One sale I was gutted about was Dominic Iorfa, who's gone off to Dortmund, so I'm hoping he'll do really well here. We've got about 10 million for him. He asked to leave. He wanted to leave, new challenge, fair enough. He's been with us a long time, but I was gutted. He's been so good for me. When I saw Dortmund coming from him, Fair play, hopefully he'll win himself a trophy. He deserves it. So let's go through his squad quickly. Darlow's still here, third choice keeper. He's about 30 million years old now. Last year of his deal, he'll be gone. Brought in 2 experienced goalkeepers. The first one is Fernando, 34 years old. He was recently at PSG as a backup keeper. He's got 55 grand a week contract, but it's only for a year. Even though he thinks he's first choice, he's not, because I really like this lad. How do you say that name? Answers on a postcard. 32 years old. He's come from Leipzig, played for PSV as well. I know my friend CP, Christian Peter, very good friend of mine. Love him very much. He'll love this because he's from Switzerland. And so is this young chap. Picked up from Independiente, we have a young Argentinian, 18 years old. I like him. Now, it says he's a centre-back, but he's going to play at centre-half and at right-back. I'm hopefully going to train him to be a fully-fledged right-back. Cost me 15 million eventually. Can use both feet. Great potential ability. I'm buzzing to have him. He's one of the ones I've just, when I've scouted, I scout everywhere, me. Especially countries like Argentina. I've talked about that in the past. Just came up on that list for work permit, likely. So thank you very much. I'm very happy with this one because he's probably going to be my starter because he is a wonder kid. He's naturally a right back. The young German, Sergio Ser. Look at him on loan from Bayern Munich. I mean, he's in their reserve team. Another man's shit is another man's treasure. Still got Ryan, great player for me last year, left back, winger, very handy in the squad. Next up, we've got Torben Wass, signed for a combined fee of 17 million, which I think is a bargain. Attacking fullback, should fit us perfectly. Signed for 10 million. I've brought in Luke Thomas. Now, he was at Leicester, but he was at loan at Leipzig last year, so he's got a bit of experience. Didn't play for him too much. Good all-round player, and I was thinking, he'll come in and fight for a place. I kid you not, sometimes you sign a player, you don't know how they're going to work out. Luke Thomas is fucking brilliant. At centre-half, I've still got Jason Kirk, good solid player. The Championship, we'll see how he does this year. Again, we've still got Akin Famewu. Love this lad again. Them two formed a good partnership, but that partnership might be over. Because signed from Ipswich for 12.5 million. Look at his value now. Coming to the Premier League, I like it. Because, you've got his sell-on value potentially. We've signed a young lad called Lewis Parsons. I think he's got loads and loads and loads of promise. And we've still got Raul Barco. He's one of the youngsters assigned in that group last year, who we decided to keep. He had a lot of struggles last year, homesick and all that stuff. But he's fought on through. He seems okay now. He's probably fourth choice. Defensive midfield, we've still got Christian. Again, been solid for me. Can he carry that on in the Premier League? We've also got one of our own still floating around the squad. He's an handy little player, is Damian Thompson. Gets quite a bit of interest as well. Aaron Morgan's still here, the lad we got from Reading. Been here a while now, hasn't he? A couple of years, I think. Did have his head turned, started last year, didn't play for that first half of that year. He played the full season before that, I think. But then eventually he changed his mind, signed a new deal. And I mean, he needs fleshing out a little bit. Maybe he needs Premier League football, I think, to kick him on another level. In the middle, squad player, good old Alex Hunt. He's still here, kicking about. I sounded like called Edison Riviera, who can play. He's a centre half, really, but can play in the middle. We got him on a free. So we'll see. From Ecuador, he was at Bristol City. They'd loaned him out last year at Wimbledon and then didn't want him. We've still got Matty Longstaff, good solid player. He's been in the Premier League before. And Jack Taylor, who has been great for me. Is he a Premier League player? I've got some good Championship players and all that, and kids. So yeah, we're really crossing our fingers with this one. Signed for 8 million, flat out 8 million. Look at his value now. It's René de Lola. Look at that, 18-year-old Argentinian, loads of promise. And that's the majority. That's a theme of a lot of my squad this year. Lots of promise. Wingers, it's going to be here, there and everywhere. But we'll see. This is another cracking buy from France. But 18 million eventually from Rennes. Look at his value again. I love it. As soon as I come to the Premier League, he's great, isn't it? Makes you think, should just sell him straight away. But again, look at his potential. I mean, no wonder kids or anything. He's only 18 years old. Could be really good for us, but yeah, he's currently injured, hernia. Still got Jack Clark. He's been great as a squad filler. And he's going to have to be great again, because I'll be honest with you, the wings were really the hardest position I tried to fill. It was tough. That's why we still got Jack Clark and Ryan Giles and stuff like that. We've loaned this young man from Manchester City. Came towards the end of the transfers because I was getting frustrated not being able to find anyone. Obviously, we've had two lads on loan for many years. Pedro de Vega, what his name was, he won't come back this time. And Brian, whose contract was up, who chose Stoke City over us. I couldn't believe it because I wanted him as ours. after all the years we've been together, and he turned me down. I picked up this lad though, who can cover out on the wing and might do a lot. Loads of potential. Released by Manchester United. They signed him for 1.9 million a few years ago from Real Madrid. So he's been at Madrid, he's been at United, and he's been binned. Again, another man's shit is another man's treasure. Left-footed. Could be really good out there on the left. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Costing me 10.75 million. Flat out this one. Good little deal really for a player like him. Juan Angel Guajado. Mexican, 19 years old. There's a couple of Mexicans, one in particular, defensive midfielder I found, and he was so good. So good. I think they only wanted like 8 or 9 million for him. All went going through, he wanted to come, give him the offer, and then it went, no, sorry, we've cancelled the transfer because you've already signed 6 foreign youngsters under 21. I was like, no, there's no way that kid's going to be available next year. If he is, I'm getting him because he was fantastic. And then we've got Sammy, who's still here. That's it. That's the squad. Lots of youth. Lots of solid guys who did a job for me in the Championship. Good Championship players. Lots of unproven youngsters. It was a graft to put that together. But is it going to be good enough? We'll see. Well, pre-season wasn't great. It started off okay. We played some okay sides. You know, a lot of transfers were coming in and out. Players are coming in and out all the way through this process, all the way nearly to the end of it. So I'm not going to take too much from it. But I'd get used to seeing a lot of red there. When you look at the fixture list later, I don't think I've seen that much red until I walked around the front to have a look after my first son was born. Wow. Never do that. Don't go around. You don't need to see it. So let's just get our asses straight over to the halfway point. It's the 3rd of January 2027. And at this moment in time, we're 15th. I'd take that. On 20 points, only 4 points off the drop zone now. There's a lot going on, and we have been in the drop zone. We have flirted with the drop zone. City at the top, blah, blah, blah. Who cares about them? It's at the bottom bit. This is the important bit. This bit. And like I always say, you've just got to be better than 3 teams. I've just got to be better than 3 teams. And Sheffield United, who had half the odds of ours, are shit. I'm nothing against them. They're my rival on here. 8 points. We've got 20. Minus 27 goal difference. Lost 13. Drawn 2. But managed to win 6. Look at that. Beat Fulham, Southampton, Burnley, Norwich, Sheffield United in a derby, which is great, and Fulham. I mean, that's what we want to be doing. They're all teams in and around us. Let me check my draws quickly for you. Drew with Newcastle and Watford, and they're on my butt whoopings. And there's been some butt whoopings. City, Arsenal, Chelsea, United. It is what it is. So here's the squad, major average rating. Not much green, but you can't expect that. I just want to get them into a team. And I'm just playing the best players I can put out there every single game. A lot of these youngsters have flashes of brilliance, but you know, they're not wonder kids, but they've got potential. And yeah, I mean, there's some guys who've come in and not happy because they're not playing enough. Some guys have come in thinking I was going to sign another 5 worldies, and then were happy because I didn't. Tough shit. So, you know, I mean, morale ain't 100%, and everyone goes on, this is a game about morale, but you can still fight through that, I think, sometimes. And at the end of the day, I don't care who gets pissed off. I don't care about anything like that. I just care about staying in the league and the money you can see. Was it when I was with Brentford in the Premier League, and you know, when you got a low wage bill, you know, every year your money's flying up, to be fair. But like I said, a lot of them transfers, big payouts over a monthly period, so we are paying out stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm alright, we're alright, we're ticking over, it's quite good. So the money's balance hasn't really changed, so I'll take that, because if we stay in the Premier League, get more money, don't you? And maybe I'll kick on if we do another season. Maybe we could really kick on. But look at this. We've been doing this now for years, and they've just been completed before Christmas. But my training facilities are now state of the art, and I've got excellent youth. So I think that's finished. Need one more on that. Excellent youth recruitment. So we really have, over the last couple of years, put millions into this, and that's great because we've had so many good youth intakes as the last few years have gone on. Getting a bit of a youth team together, so don't know if any of them ever make it into the first team, but it's a good thing. I like to improve the team, improve the club. Let's now jump to the 1st of April. It's April Fools, and we are still in 15, although we have fluctuated. We're on 34 points, but we're getting a gap now between us and relegation, and I'll take that, because I really thought we were in for a struggle, and you know, I've had my ass pounded. I don't enjoy it quite a lot, but we've picked up some good results. I mean, I've won 10 games. I like that. Drawn 4, lost 17. Goal difference is still a bit turd. But it's not as bad as anyone else. I mean, Sheffield United are trying, putting the fights together now, aren't they? Burnley at the bottom, and then Fulham. It's just got to be better than them. But if I have a look at the results, you can see, look at the start of our season. That's when we were like bottom three. But you know, we put a bit of a run together, as you can see, and we've got a little better. And that's what I expected. The team didn't know each other. You start getting link-ups, people start to get to know each other, and you can start picking up some results. And we have picked up some results. And what I'd say is our FA Cup final of the season is this. We beat Chelsea 2-1 away at Stamford Bridge. Look at that. 2 goals from Jacobo. Been playing out wide on the left. Sammy up top. Lukaku, 50p feet, got a goal. Then he had a penalty. Didn't do it. So that is brilliant. I mean, even when you're shit, there's always going to be one result that you get somewhere, isn't there? When it came to the Carabao Cup, we're not getting to no quarterfinals this year. We played Hartlepool, and we got beat on penalties. And I didn't beat him, it. Went for it. But Oxford, I'm going for this. Let's get a run together. Might help with confidence, help with the team, just keeping that cohesion, do you know what I mean? Didn't work out. And then in the FA Cup, beat Fleetwood, battered Swindon. Look at Sammy there. 4 goals from the Sam Master Flash. And then Manchester United again knocked us out of both cups last year, and they knocked us out of this again. Let's see how the squad's getting on. And like I said, Luke Thomas, he's not got a green, but he's played 32 games and he's possibly the best player. What a player he is. Very happy. My goalkeeper's up there. He has a lot of things coming his way he has to deal with, and he's dealt with them pretty good. Jacobo, disregarded by United, gets me a goal every game, even when he's playing out on the left. If we switch to goals, look at Sammy. He's like my main striker still. That's one thing. If we do another season, I really need to find myself a little gem, like a little Mexican, Argentinian, little cheap superstar, getting in before any of the big boys get him. Someone who's just got all this promise and ability, who's going to come in and bang me 20 odd goals in. I mean, another excellent youth intake. That's like 3 on the bounce. We'll be getting high start players. You can see which ones I offered contracts to. I'm only going for like 3 stars and above. So at this moment, I think we're 11 points clear relegation. I think is it 7 games left, which is 21 points available. So you know, anything can happen here. We could still go down. And in that though, I've got plenty of options for points. West Ham are a good team. Norwich we could beat. Newcastle got money now on here. Burnley we could beat. We've got Everton City, and then Southampton in 13th. So can we pick up just enough points to survive? Can we? Can we do it? Well, it's not going to be a relegation battle because we're not getting relegated. 1 game left to play at home to Southampton, and we're 15th. Even if we lose, we'll be 15th. But if we win and other results go our way, we could climb up the table, which would be nice because we have been 15th, 16th now for the majority of about half a season. We spent time around 17th, 18th, then we got a little bit better, as you saw before. And we have just been flirting between 15th and 16th, and then we solidified 15th, and it's pretty much ours. So we're safe. But as a content creator, you kind of want drama sometimes, don't you? You want a cup final, and I won't lie, there's a bit of me that thought, how cool would it be if it's last game of the season? Or we have like at least a game where it makes us safe, or because we were too far ahead. It would have been too many games ago, really. I think it would have been boring. But you know, like at the last game of the season, a relegation game where I've got to win to stay up. But you can't fix these things. You can't predict these things. I've just got to be proud that we've actually survived. So our last 6 games, there was 7 left to play. We got to beat off West Ham, but I beat Norwich 2-1 away. Then we beat Newcastle 2-0, and that's good when you think of the money they keep spending on this game. Drew with Burnley, which was disappointing because they're down with us, especially when they scored. Everton was a draw as well. And then City only beat us 1-0. Quick look at this page. You can see some of the key dudes who have done it for me. Look at Luke Thomas, highest average rating, most assists, most player of the matches. Sammy with 14 goals. I'm a bit offended by that, I'll be honest with you. To achieve what we've achieved this year, it should be an A star plus. Cheeky bastards. But you'll see here, look, don't be fooled by that. Third. So if you look here, 16th, 17th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 17th, 18th, 16th, 17th, and then it was like the 15th, 16th bit, and then we kind of solidified it. So welcome to Hillsborough against Southampton. Hopefully the boys can put on a bit of a show for you. It'd be nice to win a game, wouldn't it, together. But yeah, I mean, my worry this year was the wings, but then, you know, you got Jacobo, played quite a lot on the left. Sammy's done a job for me up top, so I'm not to worry about him too much. The left winger who came in's had a few injuries. Can't remember his name. He's got a fancy name like Yves Laposette. He's on the bench. I nearly started him today and played Jacobo up top. But I've gone with Sammy and him. The other striker, the young kid, he's playing on the right today. This guy, Guajado, he's played out wide on the right a few times as well. So, you know, that is an issue next year. If I can keep the kids together, because a lot of them have got minimum fees, the big ones, so we'll get compensated. But I want to keep them, I want to grow a team. I do fancy another season. It all depends on how you guys feel. You have to let me know in the comments. But we can keep the kids together and add to that, then maybe I can grow something, because there's loads out there. We can get cheap. We've got money to buy them. I just feel like I want a good young striker. Flesh out them wingers, some real good wingers. Maybe get a left and a right winger. And then we'll see, because there's a few players who want to leave who've come in and not played. Maybe I'll cash in. We'll see. A few of the old championship guys who probably want to leave because they're not playing. But you know, there is a lot of promise. This little kid in the middle is a good little player. Jacobo's a good little player. So, you know, again, we'll see. But it's exciting. So I feel personally there's another season. I think obviously I've not played anymore because we're at this point now together. Come on, kid. Go on, kid. What was that? But I'm just going to play it this afternoon and tomorrow and start the season, and then just go off at what you feel. And if you feel like it's done, we'll finish it. But if you really want another one, see if we can grow Wednesday into a bit more of a force. Try and climb up that table. You never know, dear. You never know when you get a young team together. I always say this: young teams can do a lot on this game, I think. But here comes Southampton. I've been really impressed, though, to be fair. It's been a bit weird. A lot of red. I think I've done a lot of saves where I've come up into the Premier League, and I usually do quite well. And a lot of you say that you do in comments and stuff when we talk. You guys say you do quite well as well, but I think 15th, whatever happens today, is very, very good. Very good. Because I was a bit worried. Because a lot of these lads were not my first choices. Oh, dickhead, what you doing? But he's got to score it in the Yorkshire rain. He scored it. It's half time here at Hillsborough. It's a pretty equal-ish game. I feel like we've had not many. We've not really done it out, have we? To be fair, it's been a bit, yeah. But it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, and we quite often lose some. And so no changes. Come on, no changes going into the second half. Although I have got some in mind, especially Laposette, Jean-Yves Laposette. He's going to get a little cameo on the left. I might put Jacobo up top. We'll see what we can do. Bit of Southampton again. Ward-Prowse. Come on, boys. Don't give away another penalty. Oh, another goal, but we have Southampton again. Come on. I don't know what I expected from this. I know they're only 2 places above us, but they've got better players, and we're not really doing it today, are we? Looking like giving away another penalty. What a name this lad's got. The guy scored before. Sjegelderup. Steps up. Scores another. So it's not been the best game for my boys, but have they got out to really play for? I think they've done the job by just staying in the Premier League. Here he is, Laposette. What can he do? Not a lot. Here he is, Laposette again. Go on. Nice whipping of the corner, but it's gone straight out to James Ward-Prowse. Good little player. Going to loft it through to Sjegelderup. And we're going to give away another penalty. Brilliant. I've not seen something like this ever. Of course, the ref can't make a decision anymore without VAR. And he's got his hat-trick of penalties. Honestly. Well, there you go. We got beat 4-0. Gave away 3 freaking penalties. 3 penalties. Always an uphill battle when you do that. But anyway, who cares? We've done the job, and the job was to survive. So that's not a bad little transfer kitty for us. Lots of money in the bank, prize money and all that good stuff. Our net debt has been cleared, and I don't know how, but it has. We've got 47 million to spend. I think if I had a bit more quality to this team, can we push on? Can I? Obviously, I've got players leaving. Caldalo, the other keeper. I was quite happy with my goalie. Maybe I could find someone else. Ryan Giles, I'm going to let go as well. That's a bit of money we'll free up in the wages as well. It will help us out massively. The rest of the team, there's some unhappy players who haven't played as much. Maybe I'll cash in on a few of them, keep a couple. I'll see. Again, you never know what's going to go on. But what we have got is this real good group of youngsters. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Seriously. I know a couple of them are loans, but look at all these kids. They've got a bit of promise and have done themselves really proud. And if we can build on that, you know, maybe we can achieve something. And I'm gutted because this is the player I was talking about early on in the episode, Juan Carlos Cardenas. They wanted 8 million. I was willing to pay it. Obviously, it didn't go through because I'd signed too many already. Wonderkid. Signed for Liverpool for 5.25. So pretty respectable. I'm happy, but I'd love to know what you think. I'm buzzing with United winning the league. That's a nice thing. Fulham, Burnley and United, Sheffield United went down. No derbies next year. The FA Cup was won by Aston Villa. They beat Bournemouth in the final 2-0. And City beat Liverpool in the final of the Carabao Cup 2-1 after extra time. So like I said, I'm going to do the summer transfers this afternoon when I get home from work. And I'm going to start playing it, but I do want the feedback from you guys. So let me know how you feel about the series in the comments. Do you want another year? I know there's targets out there. I think it can improve the squad, especially with the money we've got. We're in a really good place now to grow. A lot of youth, a lot of experience. I can't wait. Just need a striker and some wingers and a few other players. A lot of players, really. I'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to be better this year. Now we're a solidified Premier League team. But again, let me know how you feel. I just really appreciate whatever happens, the support on this series so far. All 6 episodes. Some of you have been absolutely fantastic sticking with it, and it means the world to me. It's been tons and tons and tons of fun to play, and hopefully there's still legs left in it. So stay happy, stay safe. I'm Bood. I love you long time. Bye bye.